Heartbeat Morar Bothy. She awakes shivering in the night. Darkness claws at her soul, draining her spirit, evaporating strength, instilling frozen terror. How can night be so dark? What happened to the moonlight? Where is the galaxy of stars this wilderness promised? Morar Bothy, welcome haven at dusk after a long trail, is now her place of nightmares. She feels trapped, immobile, even the fire has died. Her heart thumps wildly as she attempts to focus on the door. Where's Jim? He's been away for ages. He was only going to dig peat to keep the fire alive. Every sound is magnified 3,000 times. Is that the walking dead by the windowsill? The bed springs creak loudly as she sits up, squinting to see through the blackness of the room. Scrabbling fearfully around in the dark for her torch, its thin beam picks out 2 mice running round a tin plate. She looks at her watch. Over an hour since Jim went out. She starts as the Bothy door swings open. The wind howls in. It slams shut. Her ears pick out the muffled sound of a boat engine in the distance on the other side of the loch. Holding her breath, she listens hard as the sound gets louder. Heart thumping, not daring to move in case the bed springs creak again, the sound of a boat engine nears. Who is on the loch at this time of night? Loneliness hits her heart. The boat engine fades away. Carefully picking her way across the room, she reaches the window to see the dim light of the boat fade into the distance. Her body relaxes. Too soon. The vessel turns again in a perfect arc, chugging towards the Bothy. In panic, she freezes against the cold dampness of the crumbling, plastered wall. Is it going to land? She mustn't be seen. She relaxes as the boat continues its arc around the loch, its tiny light glimmering, dragging something in its wake. The dim light reaches the far shore's thin white line of sand, where dark shapes bundle a body onto a tiny white pony. A helicopter shatters the silence. Its headlight sweeps across the loch as it circles and heads towards the far shore, landing for a few minutes before taking off. It stutters loudly, flying low towards the Bothy before rising over the mountain. In horror, she hears the boat returning over the loch. Its engine fades. Is it going away or is it docking? Boots thump towards the door. She flattens against the wall, eyes tightly shut. The door creaks open. Something heavy is dropped onto the floor. Peat for the fire. Jim steps through the door, closing it carefully. Bit of poaching going on to the side of the loch. Poaching? She queries, relaxing with relief that Jim has returned. Deer. The boat circling the loch was dragging a carcass, cleaning it before the helicopter arrived. Best restaurants in London will be eating venison tonight.